Welcome to Hip Hop in the 831. I am Casio. Now usually I don't come on these videos. I kind of just like to shoot them and let the video and the story tell itself. But this particular video is something that I really have been wanting to do for a long time. Now a few years ago I put together a bunch of videos that I shot with different radio DJs from throughout the 831, and when I say 831 I mean Monterey County and Santa Cruz County, and I called it Hip Hop in the 831 on the air. It was about the progression of hip hop on the radio here in this area of California, kind of known as the Central Coast. And it started back in 1981 with Bubba G. Scotch, and I also had Cutmaster Kurt in there, I had Mike Nardone, I had Jason D, I had the Verbal Tech, DJ Kane from Bomb Productions, and myself, to show the evolution of hip hop on the radio throughout the years. Now, another part of that I really wanted to feature was local just DJs, not necessarily radio, but just people important to hip hop. And I've had a few that I also put out along with the other radio DJ things that I did. So you can check all those out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Casio or DJ Casio. I think it's DJ Casio. But nonetheless, getting back to the moral of the story. So I really wanted to include a video featuring and spotlighting DJ Coolie Bee from Santa Cruz. Now, Coolie Bee is one of my oldest friends. I've known him probably since late 1983, early 1984. We met through the breakdance era, you know, being breakers and, you know, just around the town and had mutual friends and, you know, were acquaintances in that era. It wasn't until I went to high school that we really started hanging out a lot. And we became really good friends, and to this day, I consider him, you know, one of my really close friends. No matter, even though he lives like in the other part of the world, he lives in Sweden. He came back to Santa Cruz for a visit, and I said, "This is the time. We got to sit down and we got to record and we got to document your part of hip hop here on the Central Coast. You know, your evolution." From being a b-boy breaker to a DJ to a producer, putting out his own records, and then, you know, just you know, being a grown-ass man, so handling his, you know, family and whatnot. So and, you know, also talk about various things regarding hip-hop and you know, everything relating to hip-hop here on the Central Coast throughout the years, from the 80s to the 90s to, you know, now. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this. It's probably about 20 minutes long or so, but nonetheless, Coolie Bee, definite member of the old school original class of hip hop here on the Central Coast in the 831, back when it was the 408 before it was 831. And this is a story that had to be told, so here it is.
What's up, man? DJ Coolie Bee here. DJ back in the 80s, Santa Cruz, West Side, Auburn Ave, across the street, the man Mez, all those dudes, man. Cutmaster Kurt, Casio, all the SC kids making it happen, dude. Teenagers, that's right. These days, Imperial. Your first memory of hip hop, dude, was probably, damn, it's hard to say, dude. It could have been like on Soul Train, dude, in the Soul Train dance line, watching the dudes all popping from Fresno and stuff. That was pretty much hip hop, dude. With like Roger in the background, Zap. That was it, dude. West Coast hip hop, straight up. Well, being into hip hop, man, you just kind of jumped into everything, dude. It was all out there to jump into: breaking, popping, rapping, DJing, graffiti. All that stuff was out there, dude. So we tried it all, dude, and some were successful, dude. Others dropped out. Some mastered one, some mastered many. Dude, I just did it all, dude, because it was just part of the culture, man. So yeah, DJing was the next thing after b-boying, dude. I mean, after breaking went out, well, even when breaking was still going on, dude, all the music with the cuts, it was like, hey man, I got a turntable in the house somewhere. Well, just like most DJs on the West Coast, dude, pretty much DST inspired. Fucking everyone saw him on the. Everyone keeps saying, what was it, Grammy Awards, dude? I could have swear I saw him on Soul Train first. Like Herbie Hancock. Pretty sure that's where I saw him first, dude. Because then I could see what he was doing more closely. Because I don't think they focused too much on it on the Grammy Awards version. Could be wrong, dude, but regardless, it's DST, man. That guy cutting all that stuff. Yeah, kind of like, dude, how could you not want to try it, dude? Especially if you had a turntable at home, dude. So, yeah, as far as like local, dude, Bubba G. Scotch, pretty much hands down the mentor for all DJs in the Bay Area, dude, Monterey Bay. So that guy, yeah, I would stay up late, dude, Tuesday night, like 11 or even later, dude, just to record that dude's show, man. He was fucking the man. And yeah, also got to mention Mac Attack Mixmasters, dude. Everyone in California got that station on AM, dude. So as soon as you heard those guys cutting it, you knew what was possible. It was like, dude, we got a long way to go, man. These guys are ripping, dude. So there it is, man. Influences. Dude, the 80s hip hop scene was ghetto, dude. I mean, pretty much all the foster kids and all the people who dropped out of school, and just, dude, all the people who just were raw, dude. They were somehow always at every hip hop event. Yeah. So, but the kids that were actually doing the art, like the breaking and the graffiti and rapping and all that shit, everyone was all like, you know, creative, dude. Like, but all kids, dude. Like pretty much young kids, dude. And yeah, man, we had parties, DJ parties, dude. That's why I was in Watsonville a lot, because, you know, in Santa Cruz, the parties here were like just a kegger, dude. Over in Watson, dude, they had fucking DJs in the backyard, dude, with lights. So, yeah, spent a lot of time in Watsonville in the early days of DJing, dude, because that's where it was, dude. Watson. Club culture, man, was the spot, dude, that, you know, Richard, Guy Rich back in the days opened up, and there was punk bands playing and hip hop DJs spinning, dude. And that dude Rich, I think he was also in a punk band. That's why he got the spot going, I think, dude, so his friends could have a place to jam, dude. And man, it was what, I remember it was like $3 to get in, dude. And back then we thought that was kind of a lot of money, dude. But hey, no alcohol, dude. They had the juice bar going on, and they had the record store on the inside too. And pretty much, dude, between the time it opened, about 8 to like probably 10, maybe 10:30, that was the time when all the b-boy crews would meet up and have it out, dude. We had the whole spot until the party really got going, like when all the paying customers were like coming in to dance, you know. It didn't get going till like 10:30, 11, dude. So before that, Bubba G. Scotch, man, the guy who I mentioned earlier, just playing the hip hop breaks, all the hot shit, dude. And dude, the b-boy crew's just going at it, man. Not just from Salinas or Monterey Bay, but even Milpitas, San Jose, dude. San Francisco, saw our breakers, dude. People were coming from all over the Bay to check that spot out, dude. And dude, Bambaataa played there, Rocksteady crew, tagging in the back of the building. It's like, that place was legit, dude. So there was a wedding going on, dude, at the Armory Hall in Watsonville, dude. And it was, dude, that hall is big. It's like a big hangar or something, dude, military. And you go in there, dude, and it was packed, dude. It was all kinds of people there. Whoever's family was having that wedding, dude, had money, dude. All kinds of food, like catering, like, dude, the traditional, like, Mexican wedding, dude. Like, they had the band playing the fucking cumbia stuff, all that, dude. And the DJ was, we got the gig. But the thing is, dude, I wasn't there for the setup. You know, I just showed up late when it was already set up and packed. And we just got back from, I think, from San Jose or something. Star Records, we just bought new records, dude, and I bought the new 2 Live Crew record, The Nasty As They Wanna Be, dude. And I didn't even open it yet, it was still in the plastic, but I heard it in the headphones, and dude, the tracks were so bumping, dude. I'm like, dude, this is gonna rock this wedding, dude. So straight up, first track of the set, I didn't even like, you know, vet the song. I played Do Wah Diddy, 2 Live Crew, dude. And if you ever heard that song, dude, you know it's just super explicit, dude. And dude, it was loud as hell, dude. And dude, the father of the bride, dude, he was charging the stage, dude. They had to hold him, dude, because he was all cussing in Spanish, dude, like ruining his daughter's, because dude, no one danced. Everyone just like walked off, dude. And I was just there like hearing it too, like kind of for the first time. I was like, oh dude, this is so nasty. And they're like, dude, you gotta change it. I'm like, I think Joey stepped up, my cousin, dude, and like I had to leave. I had to exit the back, dude. I couldn't come back, dude. I had to leave the fucking party because, dude, their dad wanted to kill me, dude. When you're DJing a set, you're pretty much playing like sounds that you think are going to steer the crowd the right way to get them going, dude. So like obviously you're going to play things that are like that mix well together so you don't disturb the groove. And it got to the point where sometimes, dude, when you ran out of records, you were like, dude, all I got is a bunch of old ones left, dude. You had to just play them, but just so people wouldn't get burned out, try to drop the breaks quick mixes, dude, just to get those old records out of there, dude. And that pretty much kind of bled into DJing, like, or producing, because producing, kind of the same thing, man. You're keeping a groove going, but sampling was the tool that we had, dude. So pretty much just all the records that you had, dude, you knew it was cool. Just started sampling it, dude, and it was a lot easier to do it like that if you know your library than someone who's not a DJ just kind of stepping in like, I want to make beats. It's like, well, what are you thinking about? But if you have records, dude, pretty much already have ideas of what kind of beats to make, so you just make them, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, then BC Chill, dude, he was hanging out at Santa Cruz High, dude. That's where we were hanging out, doing this music, man, as teenagers, dude. And that guy was rhyming, so I just said, hey, you got some rhymes? I got some tracks. Let's do it. And I had a cassette 4-track that I got from this dude I used to work with at Upper Crust, dude. This old musician, dude. And we dropped the tracks, dude, and cuts on one, beats kind of spread out through all of them at different points, and BC Chill on the mic on one track, dude, bouncing tracks. And yeah, that led to performances too. So that was the thing, dude. Whenever there was a hip hop party, it was always followed by a performance, dude. Like, there was performances at all of these parties, dude. Like, you rent the hall, get the DJs, and you had artists, crews or whatever that were gonna perform, dude. So, and that was also kind of motivation to get something for the next party, dude. So, there you go. Eagles Hall, dude, was like because that was like when I was like young, pretty much sophomore in high school or something like that, maybe a junior. But just being there young, dude, and watching people on stage performing and being on stage too, DJing, dude, like it was cool just because it, you know, that was when I was like super young, dude, and I guess I was younger in Watsonville playing parties there, dude, but Santa Cruz, Eagles Hall was the place, dude. The earliest hip-hop stuff was going on there, dude. Cutmaster Kurt.
Dread Mac is the genuine. DJ Coolie Bee is the genuine. Yo, AP.
See, I was working at Overcrest, and EJ was working there too. He was working downtown, but the earthquake shut it down, so he moved into Mission, where I was working, dude. And yeah, dude, I knew his brother too, and his brother was a musician in a local band, dude, and pretty much was like, yeah, my brother, he rhymes, dude. And I was like, yeah, I got beats, let's do it, man. So I invited him over, dude, and did some tracks, and yeah, he was down to do more, so we just kept doing them, man. And next thing you know, dude, we got a legit fucking name. So Asphalt Poetry started doing tracks, which ultimately led up to the first album, dude. So that started it all, dude, because I mean, that was my hobby, dude, and I was throwing money into it. You know, we pressed them up ourselves, dude, and we just put them out just to, it's like I was saying, dude, there's nothing else left to do but put a record out. Everything else we already done, so. So there you go, dude. With hip hop, man, you just run with it as far as you can go until you're done with it, man. And so doing beats led to, you know, the next thing was to get people to rhyme over the beats, dude. So started inviting people to step up and get on the track. And so after you get people who are willing to do that, you record songs. And after that, you start getting into mixing a song and then mastering a song, and then, you know, what's the next step? You go out and perform, dude. But then after that, you know, the only other thing left to do is to put out a record, dude. So that was just the next thing to do, man. So put a record out, and yeah, man, that's how it started. Fucking independent.
I flip my function and I poke them in the food bar. The new stores with new cars.
Asphalt Legion, man. See, everything was Asphalt, dude, because we were Asphalt Poetry, so the record that it was on, the record label was Asphalt Records. And yeah, so I wanted to do a cut with all the rhymers in the area, because you know, after we got going, you know, other people came up and stepped up and said, yeah, we're rhyming too. And next thing you know, there's like 7 dudes. And it's like, well, hell, let's just do like a compilation, man. Feature everyone on their own thing, and then we'll all do 2 tracks as a crew. So what are you going to call the crew? Asphalt Legion, of course, man, because keep the Asphalt name going, dude. And yeah, it was just local kids. They were all young, dude. Yeah, they were all younger than, actually, I think I was probably one of the oldest, dude, but yeah, Asphalt Legion. Oh man, my favorite. You know, dude, I would have to say the record that probably is the most sentimental record that I have probably is Out in the Fish, The Soul by Hashim, because that was the first record that I bought with my own money, dude. And the place where I bought it was at the iconic Club Culture spot in Santa Cruz, so that just ties in all kinds of ways, dude. So that record is like, I still have it too. So that thing is like pretty much that's the most significant record I think in my collection, dude. Well, that's interesting, man, because I knew a time in my life when there was no hip-hop, dude. So, I mean, how many people can say that these days? You know, all the old people can. But the thing is, when you grow up and it doesn't exist, and you're like, you're neutral. You're just this person, dude, that has these interests. So then when hip hop just explodes and comes to, when it came to California in the early 80s, then it was like I said, everyone jumped into it, but then, you know, hip hop's an art form, man. So whenever you're doing art, you take whatever you got to express it, you know, and that's why everyone had their own style, dude, because people from all walks of life were just coming into it, dude. But then, so they establish, you know, styles and all this stuff, dude, but then it just becomes like standardized, dude, and then kids just are born into it, dude. Just kid born into a world where DJs are scratching on the turntable and stuff, dude. It's like that affects you, man. It's like you just kind of go with what's already established, as opposed to it just coming like a bomb out of nowhere, dude, and everyone's just like, oh, dude, we got this hip hop shit, man. What are we gonna do with it? And you just put yourself into it. So it's cool to be able to see the beginning of what is still pretty prevalent as far as like influence and culture and stuff in the world, dude. You know, man, they're mixed, dude, modern day hip hop, because I mean, I don't know, dude. It's good that there's labels, dude, just to try to filter as much of the junk as you can out, dude, but I don't know, man. It's just too much out there, dude. I don't have a grip. I don't even know what's going on, dude. All I can say, dude, is that this answer applies forever. The songs that I don't like, the hip hop that I don't like, if you're at a party, dude, and that song is making the party do something, then that's what that record's for, dude. So it's kind of like that, dude. Like pretty much all records that come out, dude, you want to keep the party going, dude. Because hey, without a party, dude, I don't know, man. There's just a bunch of lonely people in their rooms, dude. So party is going on, dude, and the song is getting the job done. You can criticize everything else about that song, but yeah, dude, I'm kind of more deep. I listen to jams just to listen to, not even dance or anything. So. I pretty much just moved over there, man. Went there to do music, and yeah, man. Ended up staying there longer than I should have, but met some friends, made some contacts, and next thing you know, dude, I'm pretty much living there now. 17 years, dude. And yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'm still like got a studio, and I got all my equipment, and yeah, man. Even if the weather's bad, as long as you got your stuff, dude, inside, it's all good, dude. So did some projects with bands, did some digital stuff, DJ stuff. I mean, yeah, we'll see, dude. I just got a situation now where I got my studio in my basement, dude. So now I could be there, easy access. So hopefully 2020, man, you see Imperial's name on something, dude, something out there. Dude, look on the internet, dude, with all the other space junk flying around out there. Dude, in regards to like DJing, hopefully I've thought about it, and you know, from what I know about DJing, like cutting it up and all that stuff. Not every single cut, dude, but most of the new modern cuts that DJs do these days, they're all pretty much more or less the same combinations of the same movements that were created in the 80s and 90s, dude. So hopefully sometime when I have time, dude, I'll make like a mini series of the evolution of scratch and try to tie it all in, the old school cuts with the new school stuff, just to make that point, because that's my point, dude. And also to showcase DJs who never got any light, you know, just kind of got mashed in there with Grandmaster Flash and all the other big names that come up when they talk about hip hop. So yeah, I got the records to demonstrate all the cuts too. Nice way to showcase some of the record collection too. So yeah, but pretty much I just want to educate, dude, just so you don't miss all the things that we experienced that probably didn't really get preserved right through time, so people don't even know. Hey man, if you don't know what's dope, dude, how can you say something's dope?